So the result of the first step is going to be stored in this variable I. Basically, it's going to be a table with one single row. So that row is basically the last trading day of this particular stock in this particular quarter associated with the current row context. So again, assuming we're working on this current row related to Apple on March 30th, 2023. So this means we're going to retrieve the last trading day of Apple in the first quarter of the year 2023. So the trading information associated with that particular trading day is going to be stored in this variable I. So I is again just a table containing one single row. All right. So next step, we're going to use this MAXX function to work on this table I. All right. In general, the MAXX function will work on a table and scan this table row by row. For each row, this function scanned, the function is going to calculate the value of its second argument. All right, this second argument is usually a data field or a expression of different data fields. All right, so in this case, MAXX is going to scan this table I, and for each row of table I, MAXX is going to retrieve this value, which is EPS last year. All right. So if table I contains several rows, for each row, MAXX function is going to retrieve the value of EPS last year associated with this row. Okay. So then across all the rows, there will be multiple values of EPS last year. Then the MAXX function is going to take the maximum value out of this list of EPS last year. All right. That's how this MAXX function works in general. In our particular case, table I just contains one single row. All right. So MAXX is going to scan this row and retrieve the value of EPS last year associated with this row. Okay. And there's no need to calculate the maximum anymore because there's just one single row being scanned. So the associated value for EPS last year is just one single value. Okay. The maximum of it is going to be itself. All right. So basically what we're doing here is we're trying to retrieve the EPS last year associated with this table I. Okay. And because table I contains the last trading day of Apple in the first quarter of year 2023. Okay. So EPS last year associated with this row is going to be the sum of EPS in the 4 quarters prior to the first quarter of year 2023 for Apple. Okay, so that's basically the because we're talking about, so the current row is basically Apple in the first quarter of year 2023. So the prior 4 quarters is basically the annual EPS in year 2022. Okay, so that's how the second step works. And again, the second step, the result from the second step is going to be stored in this variable E.